Hello. My first shipwreck dive took place off the coast of Cozumel, Mexico when I was 13 years old. I'll never forget sitting on the edge of the boat, looking across the deck at my parents, and then letting the weight of my tank pull me into the water, directly into a swarm of tiny white and brown speckled jellyfish. I'd never seen a single jellyfish in the wild before, let alone an entire bloom, so I momentarily panicked, fearful of thousands of stinging tentacles. But as the current carried me and the many jellies gently northward, I felt no aggressive pinpricks from the throng of gelatinous creatures. I breathed deep, my alarm quickly becoming awe and appreciation for their slow, serene beauty, their aimless but graceful movements. Soon our guide signaled that we were ready to begin the dive, and we descended from that cloud of jellies like so many subaquatic snowflakes. I watched the mass of minuscule medusozoa gradually drift away above me before turning towards the bow of the shipwreck emerging from the deep blue below. I remember feeling a profound sense of reverence for nature in the bloom above me and the reef below me as it slowly was reclaiming that massive ship. My parents began diving on their honeymoon before I was born, and by the time I was old enough to get in the water, they were obsessed. Whenever we could, our family would pack gear bags and fly from our landlocked home in Colorado to the waters of Mexico or the British Virgin Islands in search of marine wildlife large and small. Thus, my love for the ocean began early and has only grown with every certification acquired and reef explored. After my freshman year of college, I passed my open water instructor certification. Being underwater felt like a second home, one that I loved deeply, but that was increasingly in need. As I returned to my favorite dive sites, reefs that were once bursting with life began to show evidence of changing temperatures and ocean acidity. I witnessed firsthand as swaths of once colorful coral became bleached white skeletons, and I felt powerless in the face of such global forces. So I decided to tailor my college education towards being part of the solution. I designed my own major in bioethics, integrating courses on ecology with ethics to better understand the current state of the natural world and our moral obligations to the earth and to each other. Initially planning to study law, after graduating I worked as a paralegal and found that I longed for a job that engaged more directly with the environment. I pivoted to hands-on work at a nature museum, and I loved helping guests, particularly the students, get excited about nature and about scientific learning. Currently, I work at a laboratory, assisting startups in cellular research and maintaining lab equipment and facilities. Collectively, these experiences have motivated me to further my education and research experience so that I can help positively impact our oceans. My subaquatic explorations have imbued in me a strong passion for underwater life, particularly those marine creatures that reside on the sea floor. Not just corals, but also aquatic plant life, sea stars, cucumbers, and more. Studies of benthic ecology fit perfectly into my interests, learning about researching coastal regions that will help me foster my analytical skills and techniques for studying life on the sea floor and its role in larger ecosystems. While discussing upcoming research, I'm intrigued by projects that involve sustainable growing and harvesting of things like oyster farms, and I would love to get involved in research that combines academic study with local industry. I'm also interested in research that investigates the effects of invasive species, as well as coastal restoration and climate change resiliency. Working in any labs on these research would foster my ability to build solutions for the issues facing coastal ecosystems, skills that I can apply to ocean studies anywhere in the future. The rapid worsening of climate change and its consequences for our oceans motivates me deeply to get engaged and make a difference. Studying marine science will allow me to be a stronger and more informed advocate and protector of the oceans that I love. I'm confident that my passion, academic background, and professional experience make me a strong candidate for this program. I look forward to working on impactful research and study that will prepare me for a career in marine conservation and advocacy.